The Twin Valley Locker Room Show takes us inside Tiger football. The Twin Valley Locker Room Show, it's powered by Pulse Internet. All your devices, one superior connection. And joined now by Zeb Bloom, Crash Bloom. I've said a few times it's a legacy nickname. Do you know that you've got a family member already with the name Crash?
Yeah, Ryan, my cousin.
Do you know how he got that?
No, I don't.
Okay, I got to tell a quick story, and you can bring this up next time you see him, okay? Ryan's driving along in high school, I think maybe as a junior or senior, I'm not real sure. And we're at what used to be the shortstop near your house, the pop shop, I think you kids called it at one time. And he comes driving by, and we're doing a remote for KCOY, and he hollers out the window, "Hey, Rocky," real loud. And as he does so, he runs right into a car in front of him. That's where Crash first happened. Now, your cousin, Jace Casper, now an alum of the Tigers, had the idea of Crash. Is there a reason that maybe Crash fits you too?
I've totaled a few vehicles.
I'm going to go grab this prop you brought in with you. Coach Rice asked the guys this year to bring a prop in with them. You're not going to light that thing on fire, are you? Start it up?
No.
Okay, very good. All right, so tell us the story behind the chainsaw.
My first day of spring break, I was cutting posts out at the farm and had a little accident and ended up cutting a chunk of my leg out.
It was more than a little accident, let me tell you that much, and it's kept you off the football field for some time, and you've had other injuries that came with other sports, and I guess it leads me to this question. How does it feel to finally get to be out there and feel good and just go hit people?
Well, it feels great, especially after a year of not doing any sports at all.
Yeah, I can imagine so, and he's done some great stuff from the defensive end and up on the line as well with the Tigers on offensive defense. Let's talk about what you guys have been able to do lately. Homecoming win. Third straight victory you guys put together against Wamego, and you pull away from the last three teams you've won. Is there something that stands out to you as a moment, a play, something special about this little run you guys are on?
I just think our offense is doing a lot better this year, and our defense is one of the best in the league, and we're all just chomping at the bit, ready for the league.
And Marysville, a big matchup on the way this week. You know, Zeb mentioned the league stats. They did come out this week, and the Tigers number 1 at offense, yardage, number 2 in defense, yardage, points, and so they're doing some really special things out on the field. I want to give a little look at what's coming up this week. The Bulldogs, Marysville, they're 2-2. The 2 losses, though, to 2 very good teams. I know your coaches have told you guys that. What are the things you guys are concentrating on leading into this Friday?
Mainly their defense. They have the top defense in our league, and we're just hoping that our number 1 offense will take care of it.
It's been taking care of business very, very well to this point. Now, Zeb, we do a thing called Tiger Talk. It's 3 questions, could be anything. You ready?
Yep.
All right. This Friday, as you guys go into the Black Squirrel City to play Marysville, which Clay Center Tiger would you say is the squirreliest on the team?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's probably several, if I'm guessing.
Yeah, there's definitely a few. I'd probably say Anthony.
All right, very good, the Ant-Man. Okay, if you're a coffee drinker, do you take coffee a special way? Is there a special brand, a special blend? Do you add flavor to it? Are you a coffee drinker?
I drink it sometimes when I try to cut pop.
And what is there a certain brand you take?
Just black coffee.
Black coffee, very good. All right, and last question, name your favorite pump-up song on game day.
Probably some AC/DC. Probably Back in Black.
Going old school. I love it. Zeb Crash Bloom, the second coming of Crash for the Clay Center Tigers. Keep going out there, 44, okay?
Thank you.
We're back with more on the Twin Valley Locker Room Show next. Back on the Twin Valley Locker Room Show and joined now by the head coach of the Clay Center Tigers, a team that has won 3 straight, a team that has really pulled away from opponents for 3 straight games, and a team that's on a roll coming off a homecoming win against Wamego. Let's talk about how this team has responded since the first win, and not even the first loss, because it's easy to bounce back. Right. And you've said, don't be content. I've heard you say it several times. From the outside looking in, they've not gotten content. They seem to have gotten sharper.
They have. You know, we talked last week with the challenges. We had the heat schedule. In fact, we went through pregame with pads off, and I told those guys, I said, I've never had a team that I felt could handle this, and the maturity and the focus. And, you know, every week our guys have been pretty resilient, keep looking at the next step in front of them and come back and do what we can do to continue to get better.
245 yards on the ground, 65 through the air, by the way, on 4 of 4 passing. I mean, the machine that is on the offensive side right now is clicking, and it's fun to see.
It is. Our execution's been really good, and we talked last week about how important the tempo would be. And we do some pre-snap movement to see what the defense is doing, and that way we know what their stunts and adjustments are. And we felt we just did a really good job of controlling the clock and pretty much setting the pace for the whole night.
On defense, I'd say the same types of things. In position, making plays when it comes your way, and really getting after the quarterback. You only had a couple of sacks compared to 10 the week prior. That's a crazy number, but you had a lot of rushes. You got to him. This defense seems to be knowing where everybody is supposed to be, and that may sound a little funny to the non-football guy, but that's really important.
Well, and what we continue to try to get better at is guys have to understand they're one piece of the puzzle on the field. They have to do their job with detail and technique, and if they do that at each position, then everything fits together really well. And so we continue to get buy-in on what we're doing with run fits. And last week with them throwing the ball, I think they threw it about 20 times. We were able to get to him more than maybe we thought we would, and kind of disrupted him and what they were trying to do.
You talked about timing on your offense. We talked about timing going into the game by Wamego. They get rid of it quick. You almost made them a drop-back rollout passer because you had coverage downfield, and you were able to get to him. I mean, that's pretty impressive for a high school team to continue to do those types of things.
Yeah, it takes a lot of discipline. He got out of the pocket a few times on us that we were concerned about. But, again, I think our offensive tempo set the tone, and then they went 3 and out. I don't think they ran their 4th play of the game until about 9 minutes left in the half. And so when you can do that, then that team's got to press a little bit and kind of get them out of what they like to do. So it really fit together well last Friday night.
First quarter time of possession, I think, was 10 minutes Tigers, 2 minutes Wamego. That's crazy stuff. This Marysville team coming in this week, we've talked about it a lot. We've talked on the air about it as well. They're 2-2. Their losses, though, come to number 1 ranked Rossville, number 1 ranked Abilene on almost every poll in high school football, and they were there. They had chances. Now they're 2-2. They got things settled back in. It's a good team.
It is. They're much improved. Coach Hewer's doing a great job over there. And he came in their first 2 years, they went 0-18. And then last year they kind of had some breakthrough games, made the playoffs, and now they have the key nucleus of those kids back that our juniors and seniors have battled against. They've got 60-plus kids out this year, 30-some freshmen. And so, Marysville's always had a strong football tradition, and unfortunately they're kind of getting back to some of those ways.
The team that is going to go on the field really centers themselves around defense. Your offense, Zeb said it pretty well. He goes, the offense has been really, really good. They just hope their number ones can beat their number ones.
Yeah, statistically, Marysville, even though they played 2 explosive offenses, have the number 1 ranked defense in our league right now. They're pretty stout. They're pretty stingy on what they give up. And so it's just going to be a matter of us. Can we execute, find some details, make a couple subtle adjustments that'll allow us to keep doing what we're doing.
How about number 44 and the chainsaw in here earlier?
Tell you what, scary sight. We talked about Jason last week. Zeb with the chainsaw is a little scary.
I made sure he wasn't going to light it up, so we were safe there. Okay, Tiger Talk. This Friday, the Tigers go into the Black Squirrel City. Who's the squirreliest Tiger on the team?
I'm going to give a little shout-out to Connor Last, even though he's not able to suit with us right now. I think he fits right into that group of those guys, some of those juniors that can go south in a hurry.
Very good. Okay, when it comes to coffee, do you drink it black, you need flavor in it, or are you a coffee drinker?
I started drinking some of that, trying to get off the Mountain Dew, and it's worked a little bit. Plain black.
You and Zeb both, and Zeb's reasoning to cut the pop out when he's cutting weight for wrestling, he said. Name your favorite pump-up song, game day.
I'm an AC/DC guy, too, so probably Hell's Bells.
I love it. AC/DC, the Tigers on a roll going into the Black Squirrel City. It should be a great matchup on Friday night. Coach, let's keep this thing going.
All right, thanks a lot.
The Twin Valley Locker Room Show with Clay Center Tiger Football.